The news with Gary Liberatore and meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us here this morning. I'm Gary Liberatore.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
Happy Cinco de Mayo to you.
Yes, happy Cinco de Mayo, everybody. And surely there's a good amount of deals going on this today when it comes to some local Tex-Mex places and whatnot. But yes, on this Cinco de Mayo, it's certainly feeling like we're in the South right now. I mean, we're already in the 60s to start. In fact, let's take a look at the conditions outside right now. Take a live look at the radar first. We'll see what's going on here across central New York. And as you see here, we have a brief round of some showers and downpours, rumbles of thunder passing through Cooperstown and just south of Oneonta in Delaware County. Northwestern Oneida County also seeing a couple of those downpours and some lightning bolts detected there. We zoom out a little bit. We have a couple more rounds of rain. This is the initial part of what we're seeing today, which will be a few more scattered showers developing in the afternoon. Today's not a washout by any means, but you can see here, certainly not the dry day like we saw yesterday. Temperatures this morning, 61 degrees in Rome right now, 63 in Watertown. It is a very warm start to the day today. We zoom in here. We've got 50 in Dollarville, 61 Whitesboro, 62 in Westmoreland, 66 Little Falls, 57 Cooperstown, and 51 in Morris. A little cooler down south where the skies have cleared out a little bit. But again, today we're going to see at least an initial round of some thunderstorms here. A brief shower or storm in the early afternoon, but the scattered nature of these showers and storms become a bit more widespread as we head closer to the evening. Now, there's a very low non-zero risk for any of these storms to turn severe. That's not the biggest priority today. We're actually looking ahead to tomorrow with consistent, steady rainfall. We'll track that for you and talk about the latest temperature trends throughout the week coming up in that full forecast. Gary?
Eric, thanks. Tensions continue to mount.
This live look of downtown Cooperstown is brought to you by the Leatherstocking Credit Union.
Welcome back on this Tuesday morning. Time now is 5:11. Here's a look at what we can expect heading throughout the day today in your forecast in a minute. First off, let's take a look at what's going on outside right now in downtown Utica. Pretty damp scene out there early today. We're tracking a few showers and thunderstorms rolling through. Currently light rain at Griffiths, variable wind at 3 miles an hour, and overall a relatively warm start to your day today, no doubt about it. Yorkville Battery Live radar picking up on some of these showers and thunderstorms here. Not a whole lot of lightning activity, but certainly with some minor instability in the atmosphere. Still could see a few more rumbles here and there, especially as the showers begin to get forced upward through topographical lift heading into the Adirondack. So we'll see how that plays out. But today, regardless, after this morning's scattered rainfall, it's mainly a dry morning out there today. It's not looking to be a big washout. However, as we head into the afternoon, we'll start to see a few scattered thunderstorms. Not, again, widespread, at least until the evening hours. That's when activity really begins to pick up. Then following that, we're tracking some additional rainfall heading into tomorrow. So at least when it comes to doing any yard work outside, I mean, certainly yesterday it was downright gorgeous. Today, well, you might have some windows here and there, especially if you do this for a living, doing any yard work and whatnot. But tomorrow, for sure, at least in the morning and afternoon, it's a complete washout. Maybe in the evening, we'll have some drying conditions, but still right after, everything is completely soaked. But Thursday, much better bet for any outdoor chores. MoCast brought to you by Clinton Tractor. Gary?
Eric, thanks. As Newport homeowners and business owners recover.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everybody. Time now 5:17, and we begin your day today on the warmer side. A bit damp in some spots as well. Here's a live look in Cooperstown this morning. Temperature 57 degrees, pushing the 60s in a lot of spots here locally. Yorkville Battery Live radar, we're tracking again, as I mentioned, a few scattered showers passing over the Utica area, heading into Herkimer County in the Mohawk area toward, say, Little Falls in the next 5-10 minutes. Either way, a lot of the actual lightning itself is heading toward the Albany area. So what happens today? Well, you see here we've got disorganized showers rolling through the region. Nothing really set in stone, at least as we head until the afternoon and evening. So there are some changes to the forecast compared to what I mentioned yesterday, at least in terms of timing and the fact that we're probably going to see a bit more of one round of thunderstorms in the evening versus two separate windows. But either way, once this band rolls through, we've got pretty steady rain all through the early morning hours tomorrow, drying up as we head toward Wednesday evening and eventually as we approach Thursday with some cooler air arriving in. Severe weather risk today, we're in a level 1 and a 5. It's one of those situations where we just got to keep an eye on the radar. This is nothing that's really concerning to us, nothing alert day worthy, nothing a weather aware day worthy, but just when these storms come in, some of them could tap into some shear and they could strengthen a little bit, but just keep the weather app handy today, but it's not something to be overly concerned about. So today, we're going to see this overall disorganized pattern of a few scattered showers here and there in the morning hours. As we head toward the evening, you see here a couple more scattered thunderstorms. Highs are in the 70s. And then as we approach sunset, we're going to see the arrival of the actual front itself, which is probably why the risk is a bit lower. This is arriving pretty much after sunset. Then this will linger through the overnight. By Wednesday morning, we're in the 40s. Widespread rain. It's pretty consistent throughout the entire early half of the day. By the evening, the heaviest rain has ended, but it's still a bit damp. It's misty, it's cloudy, and highs barely reach the low 50s. Then following that, a brief round of rain. You got some sunshine moving in early Thursday. Starts out a bit chilly, and it's a bit of a cool afternoon. Mix of sun and clouds, highs barely reaching the mid-50s. So any updates to our projected rainfall? Well, we're in that variable path here where, for example, yesterday, some spots could have seen upwards of 2 inches. Still, generally, 3/4 of an inch to 1.5 inches is probably the best range of rain showers we'll be seeing across the area. A bit less the farther south you go, a bit more north the more north you go. So, your 7-day forecast, Thursday and Friday is actually not shaping up too bad. It's a bit breezy. It's certainly a bit chilly too, highs in the mid-50s, but we've got some sunshine arriving. We have rain arriving again on Saturday. Mother's Day, we're in the 60s by Sunday. So overall, this pattern, as I mentioned previously, nothing to write home about in terms of any serious warmth, but I mean, if we're hitting 50s and 60s, at least the highs are in the 40s and 30s, right, Gary? So yeah. I guess that's a plus.
Definitely a plus.
So yeah.
After what we've been through. Eric, thanks. Now to my favorite story again, and thank you for joining us for this half hour. If you are getting ready to head out the door this morning, Eric, it's quite balmy out there here for May 5th.
Yeah, it certainly feels very summer-like out there to start your day. Today we already are in the 60s, and we're tracking a few showers and thunderstorms. Here's a look right now at the latest radar scans. Now, at least the brunt of these thunderstorms actually heading out toward the Albany region, but still a few showers heading in toward the Adirondacks right now. Behind it, it's pretty quiet, but it's actually pretty warm out. We zoom out, as you can see here, a couple of those showers approaching from the southwest. Temperature 61 degrees at Griffis in Rome with some light rain. In the 50s in some areas to the south when skies began to clear a little bit. But either way, it's a warm start to your day today. We zoom in, 60 at Whitesboro, 66 Little Falls, 63 in Fort Plain, and 60 out in Sylvan Beach. And a bit cooler heading south, 49 Morris, 50 in Norwich, and 53 in Cooperstown. So today, we start out in the 50s and 60s. We'll see some sunshine in the early morning hours. Following this initial round of a few passing downpours and showers, we dry out, maybe a few scattered thunderstorms in the early afternoon, but again, few and far between. It's not a washout today by any means. However, as we head closer to sunset, you can see right here, 4 to 6 p.m., eventually toward the evening commute time frame, that's when we'll see a better shot for rain and some thunderstorms, especially as we head into the early overnight, setting the stage for a very rainy Wednesday. So we'll have a look at those temperatures, the rainfall trends, the latest on that timing, all of that and more in a few minutes. Gary?
Eric, thanks. One full day into President Trump.
Channel 2 is brought to you by Holland Farms Bakery and Deli.
This live look of downtown Cooperstown is brought to you by the Leatherstocking Credit Union.
Welcome back to Sunrise on this Tuesday morning. Happy Cinco de Mayo, everybody. We take a look at our photo of the day today, and this one brings us up into the night sky. A shot of the full moon in Blossville taken earlier this month. And a reminder, when it comes to the full moon this month, we actually have 2 full moons. Sometimes we have these throughout the year. They line up basically the beginning and end of the month, which is in this case here. So we have a blue moon later on this month as well. This was sent in by David. Amazing shot right here. Luckily, we actually had some skies clear out enough to see this, and I guess it's a plus side of as we enter the warmer months of central New York. Clouds, not necessarily a big factor like they are in the wintertime. Either way, if you have a photo like this, send to us. Go to WKTV.com/weather/pics. And as always, that photo and every photo every morning brought to you by GPO Federal Credit Union. So today, as you see here, we've got a few thunderstorms arriving in the afternoon, mainly closer to the late evening hours. Widespread rain on Wednesday. Still overall temperatures looking pretty average to slightly below average. But again, when it comes to rainfall, we'll be timing out the exact time frame for rain and storms today and tomorrow coming up in a few minutes. Gary?
Eric, thanks. More than 50 kids and their mom.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, time now 5:50. We begin the day today with a few scattered showers and a few downpours as well. There's a live look in a pretty damp morning in Cooperstown this morning. Temperature at 52 degrees, dropping a little bit, but still, it's a pretty warm start across much of the area. In fact, some lower elevations in the mid-60s. So, as you see right here, we got a few showers and downpours heading their way north and east. Behind it, yes, we still have a couple more showers to track. It's certainly not a completely dry morning out there. As you see right here, plenty of activity here ahead of this approaching cold front. But also, I wouldn't call it a washout either. So we do have some dry periods in between these spotty downpours and showers. In fact, the better shot for rainfall is actually arriving as we head closer to sunset tonight. So unlike the forecast yesterday, the rainfall is trending more so closer to a singular band of rain arriving in the evening rather than 2 separate individual bands in the early afternoon and evening. But again, doesn't completely rule out rain for the early half of the day today. Widespread rain pushes through Wednesday morning. We actually see that rain exit a little earlier than expected as we head into Wednesday evening through Wednesday nights. Then, of course, on Thursday, we got some cooler air working its way in. In the meantime, with storm risk today, there is a level 1 out of 5 risk. This is something that we're not overly concerned about. Just the fact that once these storms pass over us, a couple then could tap into some instability, could turn severe. But again, compared to other days where we look at some of the variables today, it's not really that high. Still, though, just keep your phone notifications on, at least for severe warnings, in case they do happen. But again, not a big concern today. So, on our Skycast today, we're going to see a few scattered showers and downpours here, mixed in with sun and clouds. Not only until the mid-afternoon you see a brief round of rainfall, then by 5 p.m., now you see here, it's actually rather dry and sunny. But We got a few more rain showers and storms arriving closer to the evening hours. And this will continue into the early overnights, eventually drying up a little bit before we've got a bit of a rainy Wednesday. We're in the 40s, rainy all morning long. Eventually, we're going to see that rainfall taper off, a bit damp and certainly a bit misty here early Wednesday. Rainfall right around the same in terms of amounts, maybe a little bit less. We're talking 3/4 of an inch to 1.5 inches of rain by the end of this event here. But Thursday and Friday, shaping up a little more on the dry side. We're in the 50s. Mother's Day in the mid-60s, dodging some rainfall there. But overall, again, aside from some chilly overnights and some cooler afternoons, it's certainly not a bad stretch of May. But hopefully down the line we'll see some even warmer days ahead.
Yeah, we keep hoping.
That's right.
Eric, thanks. The New Hartford Public Library.
Gary Liberatore and meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us here on this Tuesday morning. I'm Gary Liberatore.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
Happy Cinco de Mayo. A good day to maybe have a margarita later because we're going to see some rain, right?
Yes, and some warm temperatures too. I think a nice frozen margarita might be in store today as well. Yes, happy Cinco de Mayo, and this morning as you head out the door on this very festive holiday here, we've got a bit of a rainy start. As you see right here, the rainfall moving through the Adirondacks now in Hamilton County. We have another round of rain arriving, say in the next couple of hours. Not amounting to much, though. We're talking right here in terms of rain, sporadic showers in the morning, mixed in with dry weather. So certainly no washout expected to start your day today. But certainly it is a warm one to start your day. We are in the 50s and a lot of spots in the 60s, especially in those lowest elevations, parts of the Mohawk Valley, mid-60s early today. But as you see here, we're again dodging a couple of rain showers. In fact, we zoom in here at 66 Little Falls, 59 Whitesboro, 59 Westmoreland, 60 out in Sylvan Beach, heading south a little bit on the cooler side. We're at 50 in Sherburne, 51 Cooperstown, and 48 in Morris. So today, we start out with relatively quiet conditions. Again, can't rule out a stray shower. There's a better shot, though, for rain to increase as we head throughout the afternoon, especially closer to sunset here. With highs in the mid-70s, certainly going to feel like another late spring day, even early summer day today, but this is the outlier here. As looking ahead beyond today, we got some cooler and potentially rainier weather on the way. We'll talk about that here coming up in a few minutes. Gary?
Eric, thanks. Tensions continue to mount in the...
This live look of downtown Cooperstown is brought to you by the Leatherstocking Credit Union.
Welcome back to Sunrise. Time now is 6:11. Here's a look at what you can expect heading out the door today in your forecast in a minute. First off, we'll take a look at downtown Utica. What a beautiful scene it is outside right now. Some clouds from those storms that rolled through earlier this morning. Well, they are exiting. We have some clear skies working their way in right now. And temperatures actually still falling a little bit. We're in the 50s now. 56, mostly cloudy. East wind of around 7 miles an hour. So the sky is clearing, certainly doing numbers on that temperature. But we're going to warm up again in the next few hours here. Sunrise officially at 5:54. You see, of course, that rainfall exiting to the north and east. We do have some more rain to our south and west. That's going to move in as well. Now, again, these aren't going to last long, but still a bit damp with hit or miss showers this morning. This afternoon, we are hitting the low to mid 70s. By the evening, closer to sunset, probably around 6 to 8 p.m., we're going to see the arrival of a few thunderstorms. A couple of them stragglers ahead of the actual front itself, but nonetheless, storm activity increases as we head into the evening. So at least when it comes to any outdoor yard work, well, you got some windows today if you absolutely have to. Tomorrow, widespread rain in the morning. It does dry up in the afternoon, but certainly the grass will probably be a bit too damp. So if you had your choice, Thursday is your best bet for any outdoor yard work. Mowcast brought to you by Clinton Tractor. Gary?
Mow on Thursday.
Probably your best bet here, some drier weather, yeah.
Yeah, Eric, thanks. As Newport homeowners and
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everybody. Time now 6:17, and we are tracking, of course, a few stray rain showers to start your day today. Temperature officially 51 degrees in Cooperstown. A live view of the damp scene down there in Otsego County. Now, as we start your day today, as you see right here in the live radar, we got a couple of these showers pushing their way north and east. And as we zoom out a little bit, you can see the general activity. These are disorganized bands of rainfall. So between now and the early afternoon, just expect skies like what you're seeing out the window right now, except with a passing brief shower possible. It's not until we head closer to the late evening that we really begin to see more organized rainfall begin to move in. And that's from an approaching cold front, which can do a couple of things. This afternoon, we have at least some storm risk, and then tomorrow, widespread steady rain, pretty much a bit of a washout for much of the day on Wednesday. After that, look at this. We've got cooler air arriving on Thursday. Still, though, as I mentioned, today we've got some storm risk. This is a level 1 out of 5 risk. The marginal category here is the dark green zone. And on a day like today, these aren't days we're really overly concerned about. Nothing is sticking out as alarming here, but still, the risk is non-zero. So still have a way to receive weather warnings sent right to your phone. Storm Tracker 2 app, a great way for that. You can scan it using the QR code below me throughout the entire weathercast right now. But still, again, possible, but not a big concern. On our Skycast today, you see here a few stray showers here and there in the mid-afternoon. You see the arrival of a few thunderstorms rolling through. It's not until we head closer to 7 to 8 p.m. that we really begin to see that rainfall move in. Even then, it's really going to be holding off in terms of the amount of rain, at least until Wednesday morning. This is where there's no severe risk expected, but it's steady, consistent rain. Almost like we're missing some April rain showers here. After that, though, it does drive a bit damp and misty later on in the day Wednesday. And after that, though, Thursday actually shows up rather nicely after some stray showers finally exit. We start out in the 30s. We climb into the mid-50s with some sunshine to wrap up the day. So your 7-day forecast, when it comes to amounts of rain by the end of today and tomorrow, not a lot. We're talking 3/4 of an inch to 1.5 inches at most. Thursday and Friday, we've got some sunshine working in. We're in the 50s. This weekend, not too bad. We're dodging again some more rain. 65 the high for Mother's Day. And I guess fingers crossed it dries up for all the moms out there in this Mother's Day weekend. I know we could use at least maybe one dry day to celebrate all the moms. So,
especially your mom heading down over towards Edmiston, right?
Yeah, down in the Shenango, Otsego County area. Yeah. So I'm excited.
Happy early Mother's Day to
your mom. That's right.
Eric, thanks now and thank you for joining us for this half hour. And if you are planning later to head on out for Cinco de Mayo, Eric, you're mentioning some showers possibly later.
Yeah, we got some showers to track. In fact, got some showers to track this morning too. But I guess the one plus side is, as I mentioned previously, grab those frozen margaritas because it's going to be a bit warm this afternoon. Here's a look at the latest conditions outside right now. Of course, a few stray rain showers. The rumbles of thunder have now ended for the most part. Just got a couple of downpours approaching us from the southwest. That'll produce maybe another 5 to 10 minutes of rain briefly in the mid-morning hours here. We zoom out, still a few more disorganized bands of rain, but overall, the early part of the day today, more dry than not. Temperatures have fallen a little bit. We're back into the 50s for a lot of spots, dipping into the upper 40s in Johnstown out in the Mohawk Valley, but overall, we're going to see a gradual increase from where it is right now up into, say, the mid-70s. How about that for some afternoon highs? You see here, increasing clouds by 12 to 2, 73, 74 the temperature. Between 4 and 6 p.m., we're going to see the arrival of isolated showers and downpours. Eventually, a few more thunderstorms closer to sunsets. However, following that, it does dry up a little bit. There's more widespread rain tomorrow. but no severe risk as well. We're tracking storm, maybe severe risk today, and the trend in temperatures throughout the rest of the week coming up in that full forecast. Gary?
Eric, thanks. And don't forget, the Storm Tracker 2 forecast is never more than 10 minutes away each morning.
This live look of downtown Cooperstown is brought to you by the Leatherstocking Credit Union.
Welcome back to Sunrise on this Tuesday morning. Take a look at our photo of the day today, which brings us to a beautiful view from Blossville, and necessarily up in the sky too. A shot of the full moon earlier this month by David. Amazing shot here, and actually one of the few months this year we're going to see a blue moon. Basically, we're going to see another full moon at the end of the month as well. So 2 full moons in 1 month. Well, we'll see how the skies shape up later in the month as well. Either way, amazing shot right here. If you have any photos, not only, you always mention talking about the scenery outside in central New York, but also, it could be the moon, outer space. You have a shot of a planet using your telescope. Listen, astronomy is a big thing to me too. So anything that will showcase your photography skills, I'd love to see it. And of course, I'd love to share it with you and all of you right here on News Channel 2 at sunrise. That photo and every photo every morning brought to you by GPO Federal Credit Union. Gary?
Thanks. More than 50 kids and their moms.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everybody. Time now is 6:49. Before we get to the forecast today, I do want to give a shout out to a local school that I received an email about, saying that's part of their daily routine every day is tuning into my forecast. And I do want to give a shout out to the Perry Junior High class, the Earth and Space Sciences class in New Hartford, taught by Mr. Judge Spanett. And again, it's awesome that this happens. I'll get an email of something of this sort here where I don't realize. For me, I'm looking at a box right now. I don't see you guys watching, and it's so interesting kind of see the different variety of audiences. And certainly one of my joys too, aside from telling about the weather every day, is explaining why it happens. Because I feel anytime we talk about weather, most importantly, I want to make sure you guys understand how the weather works, because it shouldn't be something that's locked away and hard to understand. And that's what my goal is every day. So I appreciate the shout out for sending out the email for the New Hartford class there. And certainly it's my joy every day to do this. Either way, Cooperstown live view, 50 degrees outside, a couple of sunny skies mixed in with some rain showers rolling through here early this morning. It's a pretty uneventful day today to start, that is. I know we do have a couple of bands of rain, a couple of showers, but overall the early half of the day today is less active than the second half of the day today. As you see a cold front moving in, this is going to initially produce a few scattered rain showers and thunderstorms, turning a bit more widespread as we head closer to sunset. The widespread rain itself glides along the jet stream here as we head toward Wednesday morning. By Wednesday afternoon, it will progressively dry up a little bit. Certainly not completely dry, but the heaviest rain will be done for. And then following that Thursday, we got some cooler weather moving in. With the cold front arriving, there are ingredients present for any storm to turn severe. It's not a high risk. Nothing is super alarming today. So it's not an aware day. It's not an alert day. But nonetheless, it's just handy on a day like today just to make sure you have something like our Storm Tracker 2 app handy that can send a notification if a warning does pop up. Of course, you can scan it using the QR code right below me. Again, not a big concern. Either way, you see here we've got a couple of scattered rain showers this morning. You see a couple of thunderstorms roll through closer to the evening hours, and eventually as we head overnight, that widespread rain really begins to move in, especially by tomorrow. And it's certainly a bit cooler. We're in the 40s for much of the day Wednesday, maybe hitting the 50-degree mark as we head into Wednesday evening. But besides that, we're going to see cooler temperatures Wednesday night, sunnier skies on Thursday, mid-50s the high here. And then it remains pretty dry heading into Friday, 56. And then by Mother's Day, we're in the mid-60s. Now, I just really hope we're going to see some drier weather on Sunday. You see the rainfall icon mixed in with sun there. Again, as the days get closer, we'll have a better idea of how it shapes up. But hopefully for Mother's Day, it'll look a little nicer. But
They deserve it.
that's for sure.
Eric, thanks. New Hartford Public
News with Gary Liberatore.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us. I'm Gary Liberatore.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
And today, the possibility of some storms tonight.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, for now, things have quieted down. It's actually warmed up a lot, Gary. We're already in the upper 70s.
My.
I know, it's warmed up quickly. Here's a look right now at the latest conditions. A live look in Oneonta. As you can see right here, we got some blue skies, somewhat of a faded sun out there today. Now, of course, a few more clouds are going to roll through over the next few hours. Not really amounting to much in terms of rainfall. In fact, the cloud cover is associated with this somewhat weak line of rain here out to the west. You see these bands moving through the Watertown area, Lewis County. But overall, nothing really notable just yet. But what we can see here with some of these rain showers, just based off of looking at situations like these before, we can see that there's shear in the atmosphere, basically change in wind speed and direction with altitude. So there's basically a frontal boundary coming in, and these storms could tap into it, or at least showers could tap into it, producing some storms, maybe some rumbles of thunder as well. But either way, look at this right here. We are in the mid-70s right now, upper 70s potentially, 77 in Rome, 72 Hamilton, 76 in Johnstown. It's actually a bit cooler out to the west where the clouds have been a bit more persistent today. We'll actually zoom in here. Let's see, how warm have we gotten? Well, 76, Washington Mills, Westmoreland, low 70s up in even the Adirondacks too. Heading south, 75 Cooperstown and 75 in Norwich. Now, again, after this morning's rainfall, it's dried up. However, as we head into the afternoon here, as you see, we got a couple isolated to scattered thunderstorms. The chances rise as we head closer to sunset. Then once that front passes, the severe risk is gone, and then all we're looking at is some widespread rain tomorrow. In the meantime, though, coming up in a few minutes, we'll be talking about that severe risk chance, how high it is, plus that rainfall tomorrow and what follows for the rest of the week straight ahead. Gary?
Eric, thanks. Today, the World Health Organization.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good afternoon, everybody. After a few scattered rain showers this morning, it's dried up a little bit. In fact, there's a live look in Cooperstown. What a beautiful afternoon here for any walk so far. I mean, we got temperatures in the mid-70s. So get out and enjoy it for now, because certainly the rest of the week, and in fact, at least for the forecast heading beyond it into next week, not really seeing temperatures like this. So with this in mind, as you see right here, we've got a cold front approaching. So over the next couple of hours, it's going to be like this, rather pleasant. Now, once this rainfall begins to move in, or the clouds, I should say, begins to move in, these are the leading edge of potential showers and thunderstorms, which will begin to arrive, say, closer to 4 to 6 p.m., and then especially as we head into 7 to 8 p.m. when the actual front begins to roll through. You actually see it right here in the bigger picture. Once that front arrives, widespread rain will initially be to our north overnight, but then it's going to move through for the morning tomorrow. It's a bit of a washout Wednesday morning. Consistent, steady rain, and following that, we do dry up, but cooler weather is the pattern ahead toward the end of the week. Again, with the front coming in today, it's a level 1 out of 5 risk for severe weather. Nothing too concerning. It's not an aware day. It's not an alert day. It's just something that we're going to closely watch this afternoon. If any storms do develop, they have the possibility of tapping into some instability in the atmosphere. But when it comes to a scale in terms of how concerned we are, not very high. But still, just make sure you have a way to receive warnings sent right to your phone just in case. Great tool, by the way, is a QR code below me. You can scan it throughout the entire portion of this weathercast. So you see right here, we have a few scattered rain showers arriving as we head into the afternoon. A couple of downpours, thunderstorms. Again, it's a mix of sun and storms this evening. Then tonight, we have a better shot for some rain showers rolling through. And then tomorrow morning especially, pretty much 100% shot for rain for the entire morning Wednesday. By the afternoon, it does look to fizzle out a little bit. This bit damp, a bit misty, a bit cloudy, but the brunt of the rain is over with by around 5 to 6 p.m. A couple more scattered showers approaching beyond that, but still, it's going to be a quieter, breezier, and cooler day for your Thursday. In fact, beyond that, Friday also looking more on the dry side. We're in the 50s for highs, overnight lows in the 30s. Then by this coming weekend, we start out maybe some rain chances Saturday. Same thing on Sunday. It's just generally unsettled as we head toward the weekend. Once we get closer, we can kind of fine-tune the time frame, especially since it's important Mother's Day. But for now, at least enjoy the warmth before we do cool down later this week.
Yeah, you know how we get all those pictures in? It'd be nice to see some folks who may have had their pool open already.
I will say, my girlfriend's family had just opened their pool yesterday.
There you
go. A lot of people as well. I'm like, I'm shocked.
Yeah,
so
they
early.
can enjoy it today.
That's right.
Eric, thanks. Well, we are getting our now, and Eric, a nice breezy day out there, as we can see down in Cooperstown.
Yeah, look at that close-up shot here, too, in Cooperstown. I got the flag blowing, and of course, aside from that, too, we got some sunshine, some warmer temperatures. Here's a look again across the region. Again, what a shot of that. The wind starting to move in. We got a southwest wind in store for us today. That's going to keep our temperatures feeling rather pleasant, despite the fact that we're already warming up into the mid-70s. Live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 radar. We have a couple of pop-up showers expected over the next couple of hours. It's not expected to be entirely dry between now through the evening. But the key here is rain chances basically go from 0 right now and increase as we head throughout the evening to around 70%. Because some of you, especially the farther south and east you go, will be completely dry. You see here a warm-up. We're in the mid-70s, 77 in Rome, 73 Hamilton, 76 in Johnstown, a bit cooler heading out to western New York, 66 Rochester, and a bit cooler out in toward Buffalo. Zooming in the Mohawk Valley, rather on the warm side right now, and again today, after starting out in the 50s and 60s, you see right here our warmest stretch of weather is in the mid-afternoon, about as warm as we get. Following that, we're going to see a couple of stray showers and thunderstorms over the next few hours before a cold front works through this evening around 7 to 8 p.m. Once that pushes through, we got a few scattered rain showers this evening through the early hours tonight before widespread rain is expected tomorrow. Along with that, too, we got some cooler weather ahead. We'll talk about that, plus, again, the time frame in terms of rain showers today in a bit more detail straight ahead. Gary?
Eric, thanks. Yesterday, we told you that Rudy Giuliani.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good afternoon, everybody. Today, it's already rather warm out. We're in the 70s. Not too bad out condition-wise, too. Mostly dry, but over the next few hours, we'll be tracking the possibility of a few scattered downpours, maybe even some thunderstorms as well. Here's a look at downtown Utica right now. Clouds are continuing to move in right now, and as you see right here in the radar and satellite, we have, of course, a couple of these showers moving their way eastward. Now you can see out to our west, a round of rain slowly approaching. We'll see how it survives. Again, if we do see a shower, it won't last too long. But nonetheless, as we head throughout the afternoon, we still have those shower and storm chances, at least until we head closer to the early overnight. This is a snapshot a little after midnight. We have a dry slot here briefly, but notice all that rainfall. It's going to move its way back in again with a widespread rain by the morning on Wednesday. After that, it does begin to dry up a little bit, but it cools down. And that's the big story as we head toward the end of the week as a jet stream sweeps its way south. In the meantime, though, today, one of those days where Yes, we got a cold front coming in. There are ingredients here that these storms could tap into some instability and shear, or change in wind speed and direction with altitude. But it's not a very high chance. It's not one of those days where we're issuing alert days. It's just one of those stray chances it could happen. And in the meantime, if it could, well, of course, great tool to have right below me, that Storm Tracker 2 app. You can download it on your phone, scanning that QR code below me. But the reason why I'm saying is because, again, I'm looking at the ingredient today. Just overall, nothing really favors anything that's too concerning in terms of any alarming conditions in the atmosphere. But it's certainly a bit warm. We got a few of these thunderstorms that roll through in the evening. And then after these scattered showers and downpours arrive tonight, we're going to see that widespread rain kick in Wednesday morning throughout Wednesday afternoon. Wednesday's highs are only in the low 50s if we're lucky, with mostly cloudy skies in the evening with some damp conditions. Then after a brief passing shower, it does dry up again on Thursday. Temperatures falling into the 30s, climbing back into the 50s by Thursday afternoon. But certainly a bit of a cooler stretch. We're really no longer going to see 70s anymore. We're back into the 50s for the end of the week and into the start of Mother's Day weekend. You see here at 56 on Saturday, 65. The reason why we have that temperature, so as we go 6-7 days out, overall we have basically model bias. We have one model that says pushing near 70 and one that's going to say down near the 50s. So we're splitting it even for now. We're going to wait to see how the pattern shapes up, but at least following today, it's cooler. It's rainier tomorrow, but it's drier Thursday and Friday. At least for now, enjoy the warmth that we have it.
I like today's model.
Yeah.
Near 80.
Bad. Yeah.
Eric, thanks. More than
Time right now for a first look at the forecast with Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis. This is a great picture from Debbie out in Fulton County. Wow.
Yeah, the first hummingbirds of the season is a great shot. They look pretty happy. They're also probably starving. They travel a long way with their northern migration.
Absolutely.
Coming from Mexico all the way up here into the northeast and beyond as the weather gets warmer. And it's a sign of the times. It's a sign that things are getting warmer, even though the weather pattern looking ahead does look to cool down. By the way, 77 degrees. That's as warm as we got today at Griffiths and Rome. Live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. It's a much different evening here with rain on the way. Current temperature is 54 degrees. It's going to continue to cool off. We're on the backside of a cold front, and it's going to be a chilly day tomorrow. Rain will continue to move in from the west tonight. The rain becomes heaviest through early tomorrow, and we have some frost chances ahead, along with some scattered showers by the weekend. Tonight, rain temperatures continue to fall into the 40s. Again, tracking rainfall tomorrow, along with when we get a chance to dry out. Look at the forecast coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. A meeting.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
A soggy evening across central New York. We have steady rain that's building in from the west, and this is going to be around for the rest of tonight and into the first part of tomorrow. So, again, it is going to be a soaker as we move forward. And you can see the leading edge of this heavy rain is starting to work into the Utica-Rome region. And for the rest of tonight, this is what we're going to be dealing with. You can see to the west, plenty of it. This is a slow-moving cold front, and again, it's going to bring a soaker to central New York for the next 24 hours. Can you spot the cold front? Yeah, it's very much a tale of two different worlds currently. Poughkeepsie sitting at 77 degrees at 10 o'clock at night, feeling very, very summer-like. Even Albany, 64, but we start to head into our area. We're in the 50s, and it's just downright chilly in western New York. Rochester, 48, Buffalo, 49, Watertown, 46, and that cooler weather is heading east. A reminder, you can always get weather information on the go by downloading our Storm Tracker 2 weather app. Again, you get information not only on weather alerts, but if there's heavy rain or lightning nearby. A reminder, we are still not done with frost. We have the chance of some frost tomorrow night, especially in the outlying areas. We might be okay in the Mohawk Valley, but some of the higher elevations north and south could get very close to freezing. If you're looking to cut the lawn, if you didn't get a chance to do it today, tomorrow is a definite no. It's expected to rain most of the day. Thursday, it looks dry, but it might take a little while to dry out the lawn. Maybe the better bet would be early Friday. Our MoCast is brought to you by Clinton Tractor. Bigger picture shows, again, a slow-moving cold front. This is going to get hung up in central New York and bring us rain for the rest of tonight and most of the day tomorrow. Temperatures start out in the 40s at 7 a.m. Keep the umbrella handy. It stays wet the majority of the day. We start to dry out in the afternoon as the weather system heads to the east. We might get a few breaks of sunshine before the day is done. That's a very optimistic take on this. I think we'll be generally cloudy. Decrease in clouds tomorrow night. That sets the stage for some patchy frost Thursday. And we are tracking a beautiful Thursday afternoon. Plenty of sunshine. Temperatures climb into the mid-50s. In terms of rainfall, totals around an inch region-wide, slightly lower amounts south, some higher amounts possible north. Not expecting any flooding issues. Rain develops tonight, low 46. Rain throughout at least half of Wednesday, 50 for the high. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Partly sunny Thursday, 56. A late day shower Friday, 56. Showers over the weekend, both Saturday and Sunday, highs near 60. Showers Monday, partly sunny, highs in the upper 50s Tuesday. We'll be right back.
Time now for a first look at the forecast with Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis. This is some great news. If this doesn't tell you the nice weather's coming, nothing will. Hummingbirds.
We've got the hummingbirds back. Beautiful picture. Great capture here. This is from Debbie in Fulton County. 2 hummingbirds. The feeder's ready. Spring is here. We're heading into the warmer side of the season. If you like watching hummingbirds, it's time to get the feeders out. Remember, 4 parts water, 1 part sugar. And don't use red dye. And again, they are continuing to move into central New York as we see warmer weather. Tonight, it's cloudy, it's cool. It's a lot different than it was earlier today. Steady rain is working in from the west, and we are looking at a soggy night across central New York. We hit 77 degrees earlier this afternoon before this wet weather has arrived. It's all part of a cold front, and we're cooling off. 51 degrees, the temperature at Griffiths and Rome. We'll stay chilly tonight. Temperatures will be in the 40s. Heavy rain continues through early Wednesday before things start to lighten up. Some frost chances ahead as we head into the next couple of nights here in central New York. Rain tonight, low of 46. We're tracking a couple of cool days ahead. Look at the forecast coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. A meeting to address water levels.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We're taking a live look in downtown Utica. It is a cloudy and wet night across central New York as rain continues to move in from the west. And there is no end in sight for the rest of tonight. Again, the steadiest rain at the moment is from Utica and points west, and this is all moving east. We've got to get through all of this tonight before things will start to quiet down. It's a very slow-moving cold front, and at least here, we're not seeing any additional thunder or lightning. We saw some thunderstorms earlier today, but at least that component seems to have waned, and there's a big reason why. It has to do with the temperature and the lack of instability on one side of the front. In fact, you could tell very clearly that a cold front came through. Still 75 in Poughkeepsie at 11 o'clock at night, feeling very summer-like in the lower Hudson Valley, but 51 degrees here in Rome. And we go to the west, it's even colder. It's in the 40s. 45 in Watertown. And again, this front's going to continue to move to the east. It is going to be a chilly day tomorrow. Reminder, you can always get weather information on the go by downloading our Storm Tracker 2 weather app. Another reminder, it's too early to plan to anything sensitive to frost. We have the chance for frost Thursday night, especially outside the Mohawk Valley. We could be looking at temperatures in the mid-30s here. Looking to cut the lawn, not a good day tomorrow for that. We've got rain that's going to linger. Maybe Thursday if the lawn can dry out. I think the better bet's going to be early Friday. Our MoCast is brought to you by Clinton Tractor. This slow-moving cold front will be with us for the rest of tonight and for at least half the day tomorrow, bringing us a steady soaking rain. It's chilly. Temperatures will fall into the 40s tonight and stay in the 40s for most of the day tomorrow. I think the rain starts to taper off in the afternoon. I think we'll get a chance to dry out late in the day. Temperatures climb into the low 50s an optimistic scenario would bring a little bit of sunshine before the day is done, but I think it's going to be a generally cloudy afternoon. Tomorrow night, skies do clear out. Temperatures will briefly drop into the upper 30s. Partly sunny skies Thursday. It looks pleasant. On the cooler side, Thursday night, skies clear out, and that's when the stage is set for the possibility of frost. Total rainfall. Now, this includes what fell earlier today, plus what falls tonight and Wednesday. Totals north of an inch, with some places as high as 1.5 inches of rain, especially north of the Mohawk Valley. Rain develops tonight, low 46. Tomorrow, rain throughout the majority of the morning, tapering off in the afternoon. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Partly sunny Thursday, 56. Showers late Friday. We're tracking showers over the weekend. Temperatures near 60. Mother's Day, again, showers 62. Showers Monday. Sunshine Tuesday, highs in the upper 50s. We'll be right back.